Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast date for you for this September the 11th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Monday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Monday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the tropics and also the lower 48 as well. Also, we're going to take a look at the information on Hurricane Lee, also Tropical Storm Margot. Also, advisory map, and also we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, and also for your Tuesday and Wednesday, as we have a little bit of severe weather to talk about these 3 days. All right. Before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and consider subscribing. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me. Also, like these videos, share these videos, and also if you have not subscribed yet, don't forget to smash that subscribe button before you leave this video, so that way you'll get a chance to see my forecast, as I do it twice per day unless something comes up. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks, and we're going to dive on into the tropical weather outlook first, and then we'll get to our local forecast toward the end of this broadcast cycle. Alright, as you can see here, Hurricane Lee getting a little bigger and also more intense. It's a Category 3 hurricane, still spinning just north of the Puerto Rican island, also east of the Bahamas. Still moving to the west-northwest at this time, but expected to move off to the north. Alright, if anybody up here from, I'd say anywhere from Washington, D.C. all the way over to St. John's Island in Canada, you need to be on the lookout for this storm as it continues to move off to the west, and then it's going to take that turn to the north. And some of the computer models, like I've been projecting, some of them still kind of take it back to the west just a little bit, trying to make a landfall somewhere in Maine up here, or right at the around Nova Scotia region. But I would say Connecticut region and maybe over toward the Boston area as well. Also, here's Margot here spinning in the tropical Atlantic. Continue to push on off to the north, remain a fish storm. This system here, this should become tropical depression 14, then into tropical storm Nigel coming up later on this week or toward the weekend as well. We got some more tropical waves, need to watch them as well as they move off the African coast. Also down in the Caribbean, got some scattered activity there. Also some scattered activity on the Eastern Pacific side of the western side of Mexico there, and in the Eastern Pacific. Down in the Gulf of Mexico, got some cloud cover there as well. Got a little scattered shower activity up here in portions moving offshore here up towards the Nova Scotia region and St. John's area, bringing some showers and storms. This is a cold front extending back to the middle portion of the country. This is a cold, one of these fall cold fronts dropping into the area. Going to bring some showers and storms, maybe some severe weather possible as it continues to move on off to the east in some location, but not no widespread event. Just a few scattered showers and storms producing some damage and wind, maybe an isolated tornado or some large hail as well. Alright, let's dive on into the forecast here for Hurricane Lee. As you can see here, look like the eye wall has collapsed again. It doesn't collapse once again. Maybe just a small eye maybe trying to form. Look like some dry air, still look like some dry air trying to punch into the system once again on the northwest side of the system. Well, but it's still well wrapped pretty well. But you maybe quicker than what the National Hurricane Center got it. But if this trend continues and more dry air gets wrapped into the system, this system will finally start to begin to weaken a little bit more. But right now, it's still packing pretty good wallop. You can see it's got deep convection around the storm. East of the center, south of the center looks kind of raggedy, but it's still got some deep convection, but not quite as deep as it is to the north of the center of the storm. So, but as you can see, you can tell they some look like some dry air trying to wrap into the system and trying to weaken it down. So it's gonna interact with some dry air and also some more wind shear in the next coming days. So like I said, I would not be surprised to see this thing weaken down a little bit further. All right, let's move on. Let's take a look at some information here on Hurricane Lee. We're going to try to get to the forecast cone per the Hurricane Center. Then we're going to take a look at the hurricane model. All right, it's coming. Here we go. The storm, you can see this is a big old wind field. This is a large hurricane. Lee is a very, very large hurricane. That's hurricane force wind. That's a large area there as well for hurricane force wind. See, the National Hurricane Center keeps it to a major hurricane through 8 a.m. Wednesday, but I would not be surprised if that dry air is already trying to punch into the system. It may drop it down to a hurricane, so they may drop some of these major hurricanes out maybe around Tuesday, tomorrow, may drop some of it back to just a regular hurricane and then continue as a hurricane to the north. See, the center of the storm is taking a pretty good eye right here near Maine and also not too far from Nova Scotia. But the forecast cone is bent just a little bit to the left, like I've been talking about. It could come over this way and move in. It could go straight ahead, or I could go out this way and head towards this area here. But right now, most of the computer models are getting it in this vicinity right in here. All right, if you're tracking this storm at home, it's located near latitude 23.5 north, longitude 63.5 west. Right now, it still remains 120 miles per hour winds and with higher gusts, and it's moving off to the northwest at 8 miles per hour. And right now, it's classified as a major hurricane with winds of 120 miles per hour. I do not think it will become a Category 4 hurricane. It could, but it's starting to look less and less likely as a Category 4 looks to remain mainly a Category 3 hurricane. All right, let's take a look at the models here from the National Hurricane Center. Position of the storm, moved off to the northwest, well compacted. See, it takes it all the way into this area here and into the northeast. But see, there's one takes a little bit toward the west. Like I said, anybody from Boston over toward Massachusetts, Rhode Island, all the way up into this area here. Even New York City, you may even get in on some tropical storm condition because this is a large hurricane. So I would not be surprised to get some tropical storm force winds, maybe over in New York City, over toward the Connecticut region, up toward Boston, maybe New Hampshire, Vermont, and the Maine. Also as far east as St. John's Island and Nova Scotia. Look like you are in the target of this hurricane, but like I said, I would not be surprised to see that maybe bend a little bit to the right. But currently, anybody from pretty much from, like I said, New York City all the way to St. John's Island in the northern Atlantic need to watch out for this system. All right, let's take a look at the intensity guidance of this storm. All right, as you can see here, it's 105 miles per hour winds. I figured it's about 120 miles per hour. It's about 150, probably about 110, 115 miles per hour winds currently as we speak. But the Hurricane Center will go ahead and just go with 120. See, there's a few models takes up to a Category 4, but most of them keeps a Category 3. That's why I'm going to keep it pretty well, stick to my guns. It's going to be a Category 3. There's a slight chance it could go into Category 4, but I'm going to keep it mainly a Category 3 at this time. And then it dropped dramatically over the next 5 days to down to a tropical depression as it moves over land in that region. All right, that's the information on Tropical Storm Lee. Let's take a look at, Hurricane Lee, excuse me, Major Hurricane Lee. All right, this is Margot. Margot looking a little well defined this afternoon. As you can see, it's getting a little bit more deep convection, but it looks like it's kind of weakening a little bit, so it may become a brief, small Category 1 hurricane. But pretty much you can see some dry air. We've been trying to wrap into this system on the east side of the system. And also you can see in the last couple of frames some dry air even tried to wrap into the center of the storm, and that weakened it down as well. So Margot may kind of weaken some as well, so it may just remain a tropical Atlantic, but this is going to remain a fish storm. Whoops. Let me go back in there. I messed up something here. Let's see. Back to Margot. We're going to take a look at the computer models here. Then we're going to take a look at the computer models. Okay, here's the center of the storm here at 3 p.m. out in the GMT time. Margot remains, like I said, it remains a hurricane, then kind of a tropical storm later on down the road by Friday. If you're tracking this system at home, center location there, latitude 26.1 north, longitude 40.0 west. Maximum sustained winds right now at 70 miles per hour. Still a tropical storm, not a hurricane yet. But the hurricane center is still expected to become a hurricane. I do too. But like I said, it ain't going to be probably pretty, it's going to be kind of a weak hurricane as well. Movement is to the north at 10 miles per hour. Alright, take a look at the computer model acted, then it goes up here. That's why they got it kind of just meandering up here. That's why they got it going out here, just kind of circling around. So it just remain a weak hurricane expected at this time. Alright, now let's take a look at the intensity guidance of the system. As you can see right now, it has winds of about 60 knots, equal to 70 knots winds. That's still below tropical storm status. Most of the models keeps into a category 1 hurricane. Only one takes it to a category 2. So that's why I said it should remain just a category 1 hurricane over the eastern tropical Atlantic. And remain a fish storm as well, so we ain't got to worry about that. Alright, let's move on to the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. Alright, it's very quiet across pretty much of the country. We've got some flood watches up here around Boston, also in Connecticut region, also portions of southern New York State, also some flood watches in portions of northern New Mexico. Alaska looks good, the North Hawaiian Chain Island looks good, south side got a few gale warnings there as well. Alright, Storm Prediction Center time. Alright, as you can see here, we got general thunderstorm for portions of Maine, down into the Carolinas, down to the Florida Keys, portions of southeast Louisiana, also in portions of Missouri, over to Illinois and also Indiana. Also up in Minnesota and the Dakotas. Same over in portions of Nevada, back into Texas and Oklahoma as well. With a margin on a slight risk over Texas and also portions of New Mexico as well. Alright, if you live in Lubbock, Texas, Abilene, Texas, Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, and St. Angelo, Texas, you're under a slight risk for severe weather. Also, we have a marginal risk over South Georgia and northern central Florida as well. Also, if you're in the marginal risk, this includes Jacksonville, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Amarillo, Texas, Gainesville, Florida, Lakeland, Florida. That's for marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon. Tornado probability over Texas. This includes Lubbock, Texas, Abilene, Texas, St. Angelo, Texas, Big Springs, Texas, and Plainview, Texas. All right, the large damaging wind, 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow. The significant area for damaging wind will be Midland, Texas, St. Angelo, Texas, Roswell, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, and Big Springs, Texas. That's for the significant area for damaging wind. This is the yellow slashed area. If you live in Lubbock, Texas, Abilene, Texas, Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, St. Angelo, Texas, 15% risk. And if you live in Jacksonville, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Gainesville, Florida, Lakeland, Florida, Palm Bay, Florida, getting ahead of myself there, folks, you're under 5% risk for damaging wind. Large hail over here in Texas, and this is 515, and the significant area for large hail. This includes pretty much the significant area, 15%. This includes Lubbock, Texas, Abilene, Texas, St. Clovis, Texas, St. Angelo, Texas, Plainview, Texas, Levelland, Texas, and Big Spring, Texas. This is for significant area for damage, large hail, and also 15% risk area. Also, we live in Amarillo, Texas, Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, Roswell, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico. That's a 5% risk for large hail for this afternoon in that region. All right. Let's take a look at day 2. This will be your Tuesday forecast. Alright, pretty much just general thunderstorm from New York State all the way down to the Florida Keys, back to portions of southeast Louisiana, through Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, all the way into portions of Nevada and Idaho. Marginal risk over in portions of Arizona. If you live in Phoenix, Arizona, Mesa, Arizona, Glendale, Arizona, Chandler, Arizona, and Scottsdale, Arizona. Marginal risk for severe weather on your Tuesday. Tornado probability less than 2% all areas. Damaging winds. Large hail, same areas. Peoria, Arizona, Avondale, Arizona, Surprise, Arizona, Goodyear, Arizona, Sun City, Arizona for large hail, and pretty much same areas for damaging wind. All right, let's move on to day number 3. Alright, we got general thunderstorm from Maine all the way down to the Florida Keys, to Texas, all the way back to Montana, Nevada, and California. Also to the Dakotas as well. We got marginal risk over in portions of West Texas, and also into New Mexico, and also up into portions of the northeastern United States, from around New York City all the way up to portions of southeast Maine. So in the Connecticut region as well. Alright, if you live in Boston, Massachusetts, Providence, Rhode Island, Worcester, Massachusetts, New Haven, Connecticut, and Hartford, Connecticut, marginal risk for severe weather on Wednesday. Probability, same location, 5% here, 5% there. This includes Boston, Massachusetts, Providence, Rhode Island, Worcester, Massachusetts, New Haven, Connecticut, and Hartford, Connecticut for 5% severe weather on Wednesday. Alright. Well, everybody enjoyed this video. Everybody continue to stay safe and well. Also enjoy the weather, because knowing the weather you got, like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. And we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful Monday afternoon, folks. Take care.